Hello, everyone. My name is Shamika Stevenson Davidson, and I am lead consultant of Pre-College Solutions. Pre-College Solutions is a college readiness consulting company based out of Euless, Texas. We help families, nonprofit organizations, and tutoring companies through the college admissions process. We also provide professional development in the area of college prep. In this video, we want to give you 7 ways on how to save money for college. Let's get started. Now, my favorite way to pay for college are scholarships. I am a big advocate of students doing scholarships. I've seen so many students that I've worked with apply for scholarships, get them, graduate from college with minimum or either no student loan debt. And that just makes my heart jump because that means that they're entering into the world without debt or at least debt that they can pay off in a minimum amount of time. So, I believe that there are 2 reasons, or at least my assumptions, on why more people or more high school students don't do scholarships. Number one, I think scholarships overwhelm them. I think we go out there and we tell them, hey, go do some scholarships, and nobody really breaks it down step by step what they should do to apply for scholarships. We kind of just leave them hanging. And I feel like that's something that we should be kind of putting more out there. Second assumption is that I think parents or guardians should be helping our high school students more with putting scholarships together. Like some of them don't know, how to address an envelope. Some of them don't know that they're going to need the tax information for certain scholarships. I think that parents, guardians, and the high school students should work together to put those scholarship packets together. You know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. I do understand that there are parents out there, you're working, you have your own business, you have other children you need to attend to. And so if you ever need any assistance or any help, you can go onto our website at precollegesolution.com and we offer those services. Now, a second way to pay for college is financial aid. I know everybody's heard about financial aid, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I will tell you this, everyone needs to do financial aid. If you are a high school senior or a college student until you graduate, you need to do financial aid. Financial aid can provide you opportunities such as work study, which is you working either on campus or off campus, and the university paying you that wage while you're at the school. It can provide you student loans, which to me is a last resort. You could also get scholarships. You could get grants. There are certain grants that only the state of Texas can give you. I know that there's a grant that in the state of Texas, they give you just for applying early. So the earlier you apply, the more eligible you are to get this grant. I do know that financial aid is based on income. It's based on how much your family can contribute. So if you are a high earning family, then maybe your child won't be eligible for the grants, the scholarships, the financial aid, all of those good things. But that doesn't mean you still shouldn't apply. I encourage everyone to apply. All right. The third way to pay for college is for your high school student to get a job. Get a job, get an internship, get something that pays money. Now, I know a lot of high school students, some that I work with, they have jobs. Do they save money for college with these jobs? No. They go, they buy the latest Apple product, they buy shoes, they buy clothes, they have fun, as they should as a high school student. But they also should be saving some of that money for college. I've run into a lot of students where they wait before the summer of their senior year and they try to get a job, and then they get a job and then they don't realize that there are other things they have to pay for. Like if they plan on moving on campus, they're going to be expected maybe to pay for some of their housing stuff. They're going to be expected to pay for if they bring a car on campus. They're going to have to pay for those fees. So it doesn't necessarily go to the tuition bill like they may think. What I'm suggesting is that there is a small portion that they save, maybe 25% of their check, maybe 50% of their check is put into a savings account, preferably one that will grow over time, and they use that to save for college. I would also suggest that if there is a college student, that you get a job while you're in college. I know there are college students out there and they have 2 or 3 jobs while they're in college, but they are using those jobs when they were in college to live what I like to call the adult life. They have an apartment that's probably off campus. They have a car. They're paying insurance. They're just not using that money for college. So, parents, guardians, have a serious talk with your college student or even your high school student about saving money for college. Number 4, parents and families. Believe it or not, parents and family, y'all can help your high school student pay for college. I had a parent and she was like, well, I want my child to enjoy senior year, so I'm gonna pay for college. And that was her right. This woman paid almost 20 something thousand dollars a year. She got loans, she put the house up. She wanted to make sure that when her daughter got out of college, she didn't have to worry about student loans. And in the long run, it was very noble, but now the parent has put herself in the situation to where she has to pay for her daughter's college tuition, which she really could not afford. And so, parents, this is something that I suggest. There is something called a 529 plan where you can start as early as elementary school and start putting that in for your child. So I would look into that. I would also say that whenever your child has a birthday, all the graduation gifts that's going to come in once they graduate from high school, birthday parties, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you accumulate that over some years, that could be almost thousands of dollars put to the side for your child to pay for college. So don't overlook that. Your family gives out probably a lot of money in gifts and Christmas gifts and all of those things. So that is a good source of putting some of that money away for your child to go to college. All right, number 5, your child can become a residential advisor. Now, if you've been to college, you know that's just fancy talk for being an RA or being someone who lives on campus, but they kind of monitor a certain area of housing. Those RAs get free housing, and some of them get meal plans, and some of them get jobs over the summer, which means not only do they get paid, but they also get free housing, free food. So in the long run, it cuts the tuition bill in half. You're basically paying tuition, and the university is paying them for their service of being a RA through that. So it's highly competitive for women, but if you are a male, I know universities are always looking for male RAs. For some reason, a lot of young men do not want to be an RA. So if you're a male and you go to college and you need some help here for college, go apply to be a RA of your dorm. I'm telling you, free housing for 4 years, that'll save you a lot of money. All right, so number 6, being a part of the ROTC program or military program at the university. I wish I could give you more details other than that. I've had some students do it. I've had some students love it and come out deciding to go to the armed forces. And then I've had some students that don't like it, and once they graduate, they are done and they're just glad that JROTC paid for them to go to school. So I would look more into that if I were you, parent, guardian, high school student, and get the details of that. Number 7, the dreadful student loans. I don't advise student loans unless it's necessary. Years ago, I used to be against student loans until I went to a training and the presenter said, it's amazing how we'll get a loan for a house, we'll get a loan for a car, we'll get a loan to go on a trip or a vacation, but people are so quick to say no to get a student loan, something that's going to add to their income one day. And I sat and I thought about that and I was like, man, that is true. That is true. So I'm a little torn on student loans and not getting student loans. But what I tell clients that I work with is that if you've tried all these other 7 ways and there's just no way for you to pay for college, then at least try to get a student loan to where it has the lowest interest rate. Preferably a federal student loan, which is usually offered through your financial aid packet. But those are sometimes your university may cap them at a certain cost. That's why I'm always recommending that you find other ways to pay for college. Now, those are the 7 ways I advise for you guys to pay for college. But guess what? I have some bonus tips. So these are some bonus tips that people don't really know about, but they should. Number one, the PSAT test. Does anyone know what the PSAT test is? You should. It is a test that's usually administered through sophomores and juniors of all schools everywhere. It's kind of like the pre-test to the SAT. And with this test, the plan is to see how well you would score if you were to take the SAT now as a sophomore or either as a junior. And if you take this test and you score very well, you become what is called a National Merit Scholar. A National Merit Scholar is like considered the top of the pickings. Like universities, especially Ivy League universities, look for these kids, offer them all types of scholarships as early as junior year to go to their school. Like very close to full ride scholarships to go to their school. And all your child has to do is score well when they take it either their sophomore year or their junior year. And what happens is the students don't take this test seriously. I'm not going to say the students don't know the test and they can't do the material. They don't take it. They don't consider it to be the real SAT, the one that counts for when they go to college. So they don't score well because they don't take it seriously. And that is close to a free ride scholarship gone and only given to the people who do well and score well. So these tests are usually given in October. So you got a whole another few months to prep your child to take this test more seriously if they're going to be a junior or maybe a sophomore next year. Now, another bonus tip is taking AP courses, advanced placement courses, or dual credit. Now, some schools they pay for your students to take dual credit courses, and some schools, they pay for you to take AP. Some of them they'll let you take these courses at a discounted rate and take advantage. Allow your child to take as many AP or dual credit classes during high school as possible. I love that I'm starting to see that high school students are graduating with the associate's degree, saying that they've taken so many credit hours while they've been in high school. Because what that means is when they go to college, this kind of minimizes how long they will stay in college. Instead of staying the traditional 4 to 5 years, they may just stay 2 to 3 years, which just cut off 2 to 3 years of paying for a college degree. That is awesome. That is, on the average, that could be about $20,000 to $30,000 at a public school that just got taken off that they do no longer have to pay for. So if your child does well, I advise that they do, academically, they do well in these courses. Don't just take them to take them, but if they do well, that you continue to let them take as many AP and dual credit classes as possible. So Those are my 7 ways to pay for college and my extra bonus tips that I wanted to give you guys. So, if you want to know more about what Pre-College Solution does and what we do and what services that we offer, please make sure that you hit us up on our website, precollegesolutions.com, and maybe I'll see you around again on the internet.